Hey guys, it's me Marty and welcome to this week's edition of First Impression Friday. So this First Impression Friday is going to be all about the Lorac Pro Palette 2. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I tried out the Lorac Pro Palette 3 last month. It wasn't that long ago, but I was obsessed with it. It was like that knocked all of my other palettes out. Like I literally wore it that one. I tried it that one time and I decided it was my favorite palette. It was so good, so pigmented, so beautiful. Anyway, so I got it last year at the ULTA 21 Days of Beauty. This year I got this one at the 21 Days of Beauty. So this time it wasn't one of the beauty steals that was half off, so it was a little more expensive. It was $39.99 retail, and with the ULTA 21 Days of Beauty it was 30% off, which brought it down to instead of it being $39.99, it was $29. So it was still a little pricey, but I love the Pro Palette 3 so much. I just felt like this was a smart move to make. Like honestly, God forbid something would happen and I would lose all of my palettes, this and the Lorac and the 3 would be the ones I want to hold on to. So this one comes with the Pro Palette 2 and the mini behind the scenes eye primer. Now, full disclosure, I'm not going to review this one because I reviewed it last time, so I'm just going to put it in the makeup warehouse. So I'm just going to put it in there and still use the other one. I did use that same primer today though. I try to match brands, palettes with primers. So like if I'm using a Lorac, I'll use the Lorac. If I'm using a Too Faced, I'll use the Too Faced. Actually, I don't have a Too Faced right now. Urban Decay, I use the Urban Decay, and Smashbox, which I hardly ever use, is Smashbox. Okay, so before we really get into this, I need to go over the packaging with you. So this is the Lorac palette, the Pro Palette 2. It's got the black background. It's got like looks like flash bulbs, like you're being photographed, I guess. Paparazzi situation, whatever. After that, I'm going to open it up because y'all have to see the inside of this package. It's so cool. So this package, the inside of it is red. It's like a Louboutin packaging. So it's all black on the outside and you get that one little peek. For Louboutin, it's under the shoe. For Lorac, it is in the box. And it has the same issues I had with the Pro Palette 3, being that the box is so big for a palette so small. So, okay, so I'm excited to see this. So, y'all know I usually review the palette when I'm done with all my makeup and talk about it and everything. But when I start to use it on this camera, it's really the first time that I get to use it. So this is the palette itself, the Lorac 2 Pro Palette. And the Lorac Pro Palette 2. It's got that beautiful gray look on it, and then the Lorac and Pro is written in like 4 letters. Hey, all right. So yeah, again, it is exactly like the Lorac Pro Palette 3, except of course the shades are different. Okay, so just like every other eyeshadow tutorial first impressions thing I do, I'm going to start messing with the palette. I'm very excited to do so. So this one, let's see here. I'm going to use the eyeshadow brush from Shani, the E12. So for this base color that I'm going to lay down, it's like I have my Lorac behind the scenes primer on my eyes, and I just want to kind of do something to make it not as sticky, because sometimes that'll make it kind of patchy. It'll hold on to certain pigments, and it's just better to do it that way. So I'm going to go in with the shade. Obviously, I'm sure you already know. I'm going to go in with Buff. I think I'm going to use Buff again later for another part of this, but I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I don't want to block y'all. So just going from lashes all the way to the brow. I just noticed I didn't take the little thing off the mirror, but that's okay. So for the transition color, I'm sure y'all kind of already know what color I'm going to go with because this is like every other transition color I've ever done. I'm going to go with the light brown, and I'm going to use the fluffy Bogachet brush just to get a really good transition. And I'm going to do a kind of different look today. So today I'm going to try to glam it up a little bit. I've been looking at so many different, I've been getting inspiration from so many different people on Instagram. Before I get to that, I'm gonna go with light brown for the transition color. So I'm just gonna dab just like last time I had a lot of kick up, so just be aware of that. So I'm just making little circles from my corner of my outer corner of the brow, and I'm just dragging it all the way into the inner corner of the brow. Okay, so yeah, light brown, like I figured, was a really good transition. So we're gonna leave that there. For my crease color today, I'm gonna go with this cool gray. One, because it just looks really, I've never seen a color like that. It's really pretty. It's like a taupey purple dark situation. So the cool gray I'm going to go with for my crease. Cool gray, and I'm using the angled eye W20 brush from SL Miss Glam. And I'm going to have to do it again with y'all because I have to pull my eye a little bit. And I'm just going to push it into that corner right here. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we have so far. I'm going to blend that cool gray out with a big blending brush. So I'm using my big Elizabeth Mott blending brush. It's like a big fluffy brush. The brush is like the same color as my nails. So I'm just going with this big Elizabeth Mott blending brush, and I'm just going to use it just to blend the crease color into the transition shade. So already I'm liking it. I don't know if I'm liking it quite as much as the Pro Palette 3, but I'm really liking it. Like the Pro Palette 3 again just kind of came through and like turned my whole world upside down, so I was not prepared for that. Okay, so my black eyeshadow base is laid down now. I can tell y'all already, I really like the way this looks. It's kind of gonna be my like stepping out makeup because it's very hardcore for like a daily look. But so anyway, okay, so she is going to go in with the Bogachet eyeshadow brush. And I know it seems like it would be a complaint, even a complaint that I might make myself, that using that black underneath it may not show us the true color of the palette, the true color of the pan. But I'm gonna do swatches at the end of this anyway, so I don't think it's really like all that serious to do it that way. So this color navy is gonna be the outside of my lid today. Where if you have seen a matte navy shade that is this pigmented and this navy, I need you to tell me where you found it because I've never seen this before in my life. This is so beautiful, just beautiful. I mean, it's so pretty. Push that more into the lid because my idea, again, I don't know how it's gonna come up, but my idea is to make a really pretty kind of design on the lid. So if you see what I'm doing, I kind of did a little bit on this eye. If you see what I'm doing here, I am trying to blend that blue into my inner lid because I'm going to put another color in the actual inner corner of my eye, of my lid. This is gorgeous. So I said in the beginning of this tutorial that I wanted to do a pretty glam night out look, and I think this is going to be it. I can tell you right now though, this is, of all the tutorials I've ever done, this is probably the deepest eye look as far as shade goes that I've ever created. I mean, honestly, in my whole life, this is probably the deepest look I've ever done. So anyway, the idea I have is one thing. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but the idea I have is like, I'm into it. So let's see what's up. Okay, so outer half of the lid work is done. Okay, so I forgot what I said and was actually going to do this one off camera, but put the NYX eyeshadow base in white. I actually put it on the wrong side of the brush, so I guess I'll do this eye with y'all first. So let's see.
Nails, hair, hips, heels, face, done, lips, real, purse, full, big bills. Yes, I'm a big deal. Legs, face, eyes, thin waist, thick thighs, you, me.
Okay, so all I did was take a slanted brow brush, and I just kind of carved out the lid right here to what I wanted to do. And the white is further on this side than it is on that side. A little bit. Okay, the color's gonna be changed anyway, but still, just wanna get that done. Okay, so I'm just going back in with that cream eyeshadow brush. I'm pushing it in a little bit to the black so that it'll be able to mix and be very pretty. Same with this, I'm just gonna use this brush to push it into the black color that we did earlier. So, okay, so what I've decided to do, or what I'm going to attempt to do is to use this beautiful shade Chrome right here to go in and do the other half of my lid. So that way you'll have this really pretty chrome that's kind of going to blend into that pretty navy. So let's see what's up. All right, Chrome, let's get it. And I'm using the eyeshadow brush N15 from SM is Glam. I always use this one for pigment. For glitters. Very into this look. This is so different for me, but it's so pretty. I'm actually going to go back in with that navy. I want to pull that crease color a little bit over that chrome. But wow, I like this palette.
Okay, dolls, y'all know what time it is. Come on.
Yeah, okay, so navy itself is going to be the blend. We'll just push it a little bit over. Okay, so I'm almost done with this look. I'm going to, oh, I need a brow bone highlight. Let me get that. So for a brow bone highlight, I'm going to go with Snow, which is right here. This last little shimmery white shade. I'm sure that's, but it was meant for it anyway. Okay, now I have a couple more things to do. When I come back to wrap it up, I'm going to go with y'all and we're going to do the under eye area and we're going to do the inner corner, the inner tear duct. So, all right, y'all, so my look for today is mostly complete. I'm sorry to come back scantily clad, but I had to take that white shirt off because I was just baking and I didn't want it to get all over my shirt. To blend that contour a little bit more, but I'll take care of that in a second. So I just wanted to do the under eye look with you guys since I am going to use our palette again. My palette, not ours. You can help me pay for it. I wish you did, but if you want to, next time, I got you. So anyway, I want to do an under eye look for this palette, and I think I'm going to do charcoal, which is this gray color right here. The charcoal actually looks kind of like the packaging. I know y'all can't see it, or you might not be able to see it, but it's like really gray. So I'm gonna go with charcoal under my eye real quick. Using that pointed Vasanti brush that I always use. Okay, then I'm going to go in with this little eyeliner brush from Shani. Slanted eyeliner brush, this right here. And I'm gonna go back into, I know you're gonna be surprised, but I love this shade, the navy. So I'm gonna take this navy, and I'm just gonna stamp again. So I'll let it be a little bit smoked out. Ooh. I'll let it be a little bit smoked out. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just stamping right at the lash line. I'm going to go in with beige, which is this color right here. It's almost, if you look, you have snow on one side and you have rosé on the other side. I think beige is like the perfect match for of a mix of those two. So I'm going to dip that same Vasanti pointed brush. Just gonna get a little bit on there, and I'm just gonna pop it right there in my V. So, okay, so I just ran over to my glam station just to get the Lorac 3 to get the Lorac 3 palette and to compare it to the Lorac 2. So if you look at them, they're pretty much identical, just the colors are different, which some people might have an issue with that. I don't. I really like that because when they're both laying out on the counter, because I can tell you just like 3 was already on my glam station, 2 will be as well because, it's just, anyway. So, excuse my broken nail, cracked my gel nail. First time I ever got a gel set and it cracked 2 days after I did it. That's a $10 nail right there. Anyway, so this is the Lorac Pro Palette 3, my favorite palette of all time. And this is the Lorac Pro Palette 2, the one I used, the ones I tried out today. So, looking at them, I like that they're so thin and it's like a matte feeling. Like when you touch it, it's not like glossy. It's very matte until you look at the words. So the title and the brand name and everything, it's fluorescent just like this one was, but I think it was, I thought it was gold. Oh, it's silver too. Well, good to know. So again, just like I said last time, by far this is my most professional looking palette. It looks so clean. It's just so nice. So anyway, again, and I'm just comparing it to it just because it's my favorite palette. The inside of it, just like the other one, has the plastic covering and Lorac Pro written all across the on the top with the huge mirror and down on the protective covering. So that's 3 and 2, I just want to show y'all the difference in colors just because, you know, it's very hard to find totally original palettes. So this is the difference in the colors. There's actually pretty good differences. I mean, they are similar in layout, but color story, this one is far more neutral. This one is way more, I call it editorial, but it's like way more professional. Like if you're doing a fashion show, if you're going out, it's a way more pigmented palette than the 3 is. So, okay, it's swatch time, and I'm excited because I finally have my nails done. Last time my nails were like so dirty and ugly. It was horrible. I apologize for that. But with the exception of my broken gel thumb, I'm going to take the covering off. Again, I did wear this already. It's on my lashes now. So when I did it with a tutorial with y'all a little while ago, that was really the first impression. So I've seen these colors. I've used some of them on my face. And my eyes, and I just adore. So just like last time, it is a 16 pan palette. Mattes are all at the top, and then the shimmers are all at the bottom. So I'm going to go and start with the mattes first. Just so y'all see, just like every other time, I'm going to show y'all how much I'm taking. I'm just going to go across and back. That's it. So for the mattes, we have, if I could open it, we have Buff is the first one. So again, these are the mattes. That's Buff. That's a good swatch. It's a really good swatch. Light brown, which I used today. Okay, so light brown is like almost my skin tone. Can you see that? That's hilarious. It's not that it's weak. It just happens to be my skin tone. Cool gray, which I also used today. And Nectar, which is so pretty. I cannot wait to make a look with Nectar. Nectar is so beautiful. And then this is, what is this called? Plum. Oh. Navy I actually used today, and I did use charcoal. And let me just show y'all how pigmented. Look at Navy. Navy is like the star of this palette by far to me. So, Navy. Oh. Charcoal. And black. I don't know how to... So the matte arm came all the way through. I mean, hello, this is so beautiful. So that navy matte, actually, before I swatch the shimmers, I had to talk about this navy matte. That navy matte, I have never seen a navy matte go on so evenly, so pigmented, and just so beautiful. Anyway, wait. Let's just do the shimmer so I can contain myself. So we got... On the bottom row, again, I'm just going to show y'all because shimmers are different than matte. So, like, how you swatch them and everything is different. So, I'm going to go in with Snow, back and forth again. So, this is Snow. Oh, you can't really see because it's too reflective. That's hilarious. So, Snow, Beige. I'm going to have to tone the light down. It is really, like, so bright. What was this? Beige, Rosé. I mean, hi. Hey, girl, hey. Mocha. Whoops. Sorry. And then we have Chrome, which I used on the inside of my lid today. NYX could never. Sorry, NYX. Here's Silver. Jade. Oh, that's beautiful. And Cocoa. So, again, just for the record, this is our mattes, shimmers. So, I mean, swatches are absolutely gorgeous, absolutely amazing. So, with my swatches still on my arm, trying to keep them very far away from my brand new pink shirt that I just already got makeup on today. So let's just talk about the palette for a minute. Does it get a diamond or not? Y'all, these shades are so beautiful, so pigmented, but some kind of way they managed to still be easy to blend. Like, I did a pretty dark look today with this palette, but I mean, just gorgeous. 5 out of 5 diamonds for sure, just like Pro Palette 3. If this would be my favorite palette if I didn't already have Pro Palette 3. 5 diamonds, which is an A+. Lorac, you did it again. I love it. And that's all I got to say about it. So thank you so much for watching this First Impression Fridays review of the Lorac Pro Palette 2. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.